Hi, everybody, and good afternoon. Welcome to our LinkedIn Live discussion for today. We are talking about integrating physical and digital supply chains, solving document management. My name is Christy Grizak, and I am the Director of Customer Success for Oracle Products. I've been with Redwood for 7 years on the TMS implementation team, working with customers across all different industries and having all different use cases and requirements and help them with their TMS implementations. And today, my role is solely focused on after our customers go live, I help them continue bring value to their products and grow in their maturity curve with their technology solutions. And today for my discussion here, I'm joined by my colleague, Dan Gordon. So Dan, why don't you give your introduction and introduce yourself?
Oh, sure. Thanks, Christy. My name is Dan Gordon. I've been in the supply chain space now for coming up on 20 years, which is just wild. And in that time, I've been working, I started in operations and got a chance to move into consulting from there and then into technology and integration products. At Redwood, I've been here for coming up on 14 years, building our consulting and our technology practices. And in that time, I've gotten a chance to work with companies, ranging from Fortune 100 to small mom and pops, and that's one of the things that I really love about, the space that we're in, and of course, getting a chance to work with amazing people like you, Christy. So Christy, quick question for you. You had mentioned your experience with TMS and for transportation management systems for those who are not in the abbreviation mode. Why is a TMS important?
Yeah, Dana, TMS can be a really powerful and valuable solution for a lot of shippers and 3PLs in the transportation industry. There are a lot of capabilities of a TMS, whether that be helping source carriers, planning and execution, or settlement. Anything across a load's life cycle can be managed within a TMS. And across a load's life cycle, there's a lot of documents that are in play, whether that be for compliance purposes, auditing, or financial. A lot of it's physical too. So that's one of the challenges that we see with our customers of how do we get some of these physical documentations into a TMS so it can be a one-stop shop for information sharing with several different parties or involved parties across the load's life cycle. And that can be a really overwhelming task for some of shippers. Today, some of the solutions that shippers use are around manual entry, whether they have their own resources that can be really big time and efficiency for their resources to be able to upload these documents manually into their TMS. Or maybe they're using some other industry tools that can be really costly and add another system into your technology space. Or maybe they're using portals and having their carriers upload this information to their TMS. But behind the scenes, your carriers could be adding that time and costs into your rates. So it can also be a costly solution for customers. So some of the values in solving this problem can reduce some of your labor costs, increase time efficiencies, and also from a carrier standpoint can improve a carrier performance by some of these, like we're going to talk about today. A POD is often required for invoicing and freight settlement and getting carriers to be paid. So I know today, I was wondering, Dan, if you could walk us through maybe how Redwood has addressed this problem with some of our customers in the past using RedwoodConnect.
I would love to. So one of the big things is, at Redwood, we've created RedwoodConnect, which we think is the open ecosystem for the supply chain space that allows for companies to adopt their different partners, systems, carriers, et cetera, into one streamlined flow. And the way we do that is we use a composable platform, which it allows industry experts rather than developers to actually build and customize their own integrations, their own automations, and to be able to use an ecosystem of open connectors for the supply chain space. So today, I'm going to actually share my screen here, and I'm going to show a process. And what that process is going to do is we're going to just use a very simple workflow to take a carrier POD. So in this case, I'm going to send this email as a carrier with an attachment of a POD. And all I'm doing is just referencing the shipment ID or the pro number, invoice number, etc., within the email or the attachment. And what that's going to do is I've created a process here, again, just through composable drag and drop tools, to be able to take an email inbound card to receive that email. I'm going to use just a simple step-by-step process to strip the attachment out of that email. I'm going to collect metadata out of the attachment and the message that's coming through, and then I'm going to prepare that message to send to OTM. In this case, we're going to use a leading TMS from Oracle. Now, I'm also going to allow myself to have some conditional routing for errors, sending error alerts if there are any, and then I'm also going to just send my sunny day to import into Oracle. Now, this is a very straightforward flow, but some companies are adopting AI tools and machine learning, different partners to be able to parse through some of the more complex documents that might be coming through to structure some of that data before sending it in. If that's the case, then all we need to do is just insert another card for that particular partner and send it out, take the response back, and then send that in. So there's a lot of flexibility in terms of the level of complexity that we can support as a lot of this is coming through. So now that I've sent that email through, let's see if it's actually come through to our monitor page. And I can see it just it had just come through. I'm on the West Coast here. And I can see every step along the way with full visibility to every payload as it's processed through, both the inbound payload of what gets captured, how it's sending through, as well as the response that comes back from Oracle telling me, hey, this was successful, so I have full traceability throughout. And so now that I've sent that through, Christy, why don't you go ahead and show us, did you receive that POD in OTM?
Yeah, so now we're going to hop into OTM TMS here, and I have the shipment that Dan sent this POD in for. I'm going to open it up here and go to my Documents tab. And here we have our POD document that was sent through RedwoodConnect. And I'm able to open it and view it and see that POD. And additionally, after this process comes in OTM, you can trigger a lot of additional workflow from that addition of that document. So in this example, we can trigger invoice payment, or when that invoice comes in from the carrier, we now have a check that the POD is there and can be moved forward and through the approval and settlement process. So just in about 5 minutes here, we've been able to have a simple, accessible way for you to automate some of your document collection, whether that be your PODs or maybe some other compliance documents or things you need for auditing purposes, able to have a quick way for you to get your shippers involved. And also, if you have any other challenges that you would like to discuss with us, feel free to reach out in the chat. But thank you so much for joining us today. Thank you, Dan, for sharing. And we hope you enjoyed our webinar, and we hope to see you next time. Thanks, everybody.